Large companies across the country have found many solutions to support nursing women in the workplace. Learn their ideas for managing policies and procedures, time and space to support a large employee base, and providing spaces on large campuses with multiple buildings and varied job sites.
The Office of Women's Health is really proud to be involved in this effort, and we're so delighted that it is going to help women. But we also recognize that there are a lot of benefits for employers.
At the University of California, Davis, lactation services are provided through our work-life office and under the umbrella of what's known as our breastfeeding support program. The program contains 4 components: policy, facilities, education, and support.
The City of Los Angeles recently adopted a citywide policy on lactation accommodation. The policy actually provides for the consistency across departments, so we've laid out the process and given them the tools and the keys of how to go about it.
Tarrant County Public Health Department lactation program, worksite lactation program, involves a policy that supports the employee that is returning from maternity leave to come back to work and to breastfeed at work.
So our policy, for example, says that women will be allowed to have time to pump during their work day, but at the same time it's a two-way street, so we expect the women who are returning to work to also discuss their plans with their supervisor so that the first day back to work isn't a big surprise for everybody.
The lactation program here at Plant WM, or the Mommy Room as we call it, really began out of necessity. We have a lot of females that work at this plant. Some of them became new mothers, and we were contacted really by local resources here in the Dalton area about what was available to us to help us facilitate the need for on-site breastfeeding, breast pumping, lactation.
I work in the North Georgia Health District WIC program. I work as the breastfeeding coordinator. So my involvement in this project has been the moms that I work with, the moms that are back to work, they're breastfeeding, they work at Shaw Industries, and they are returning to work and they want to continue to pump.
So Ben & Jerry's, we know that once you're a mother, you can never really turn that off. It's a 24/7 job that continues forever, really. And so when you're a new mother, we don't expect you to come in here from 9 to 5 and sort of shut that off, because quite frankly, it's not possible. So we, on the flip side, really accommodate for those nursing mothers and make sure that when they come here, they don't feel like they have to sort of turn a part of them off.
I believe the biggest benefit to Denver Water of having the program is women believing that we care about them. We care about their health and the health of their baby.
The more you talk about it, the more people understand the importance of it to the mothers and to the children, and we simply make it happen. It's something we're proud of, and we're glad to have been able to help the mothers with this.
I think buy-in from management is extremely important, and it does need to start from the top down. I believe that educating and not assuming that everybody knows about breastfeeding and how it works and what is needed at the workplace. Some people think it's much more complicated when it's really not. It's fairly simple.
My advice to HR people would be to seek out the lactation consultants in their community, to seek out the WIC breastfeeding coordinators in their community, or to seek out the coalitions in their community and ask them to help them set up a room. It's not hard. It's not complicated.
They actually came on site, advised us, supplied equipment, helped train us, really educate us on what it was about and how it could benefit our teammates. And we were sold. I think it's a win-win situation for everyone involved.
The room that we set up in my building actually has 2 pumping stations, and we have a log that people sign in. So we can sort of keep track of, okay, who's coming in and when, so it's self-regulating.
One of the ways that we at Design and Construction Management for UC Davis at least have established some standards for the lactation rooms is we've printed that in a document that we call the Design and Construction Standards. And so for all of campus, anytime someone wants to remodel or build a new building, they can look at that standard and find out what the components are that are necessary for a successful lactation room. And from time to time, other universities ask us about our university standards, and we're certainly happy to share those. They're also posted on a public website, so that's something that anyone, design professionals that don't necessarily work for the university could have access to and find out what our current university standards are for those types of spaces.
One part I'm really proud of is the notice element, and that's in our policy is designed to happen before a mother goes out on leave. And so she knows before she gives birth that the City of Los Angeles is going to be supportive of her choice.
In our new employee orientation, there is a section on the mother-friendly workplace as well. And so every employee that comes in knows this is the policy.
If it is at all possible for a program to include lactation consultation, to try to do so.
The WIC program, of course, is a strong force in the lactation support, and we're very happy to have the support of the WIC program. But now the lactation support program goes all across Tarrant County Public Health. The program has grown quite a bit in the last couple of years, and we don't just have a place on site for people to support the breastfeeding, but also provide pumps for them to take home with them, as well as shields for our field workers to be able to kind of cover up their cars when they're out in the field pumping. And we've also used our other locations throughout Tarrant County as spots that people can stop in if they're working out in the field and use one of the lactation rooms there.
Having the lactation facility at my job allowed me not to have to choose between my job and my son and my family. So I was able to actually, it enabled me to be able to do both.
It does cost companies a lot of money to let people go and then rehire and train new people. So if you can keep those moms that are already well experienced doing their jobs, then when they go out on maternity leave and come back, they're going to be happy and they're going to continue to work. So you're not going to be retraining anyone and not having to hire a new person just because a mom has had a baby.
My advice for other businesses, and particularly other utilities who are doing something like this or thinking about it, is to do so boldly, because there's no downside to providing for the health of your employees. There's no downside for providing for the health of your employees' children. And not only are you going to send the message that you care about the families and you care about your employees, you're also getting the benefit of knowing that you're doing what you can to control healthcare costs that impact our bottom lines. So my advice to any organization that's thinking about doing this is put it in and you'll get a positive return on it.
I really am so appreciative to the businesses that have adopted and are working with us to make it possible for other businesses to learn how to set up lactation room and support their breastfeeding mothers. So thanks to all of the companies out there that have partnered with us and that are working to make this whole effort a possibility for all women across the country. So thank you all.
You too can support nursing women at your business. Learn how to make it work at www.womenshealth.gov/breastfeeding/@-work. Supporting nursing women at work is good for business. 3-to-1 return on investment, helps recruit and retain good employees, lowers absenteeism rates, improves productivity, builds employee morale and loyalty. Funded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office on Women's Health. HHS has designed these videos solely for the purpose of providing examples of the ways businesses accommodate nursing women. Please contact your state labor department to assure that solutions comply with your state laws. HHS does not imply endorsement of any one strategy for compliance with the break time for nursing mothers provision of the federal law. All persons pictured in these videos have provided permission for use of their likeness for federal purposes only. Commercial business scenes do not imply endorsement by HHS.